To keep it simple, I break the process down into 6 steps. Your story, scripting, the shot list, music, of course, filming, and editing. First things first, you gotta find your story. This is the common thread that holds your video together. It's also the thing that the viewer connects with the most. It helps them stay engaged. It's a big deal, but it doesn't have to be hard. I'll pull stories from my own personal experience, from something I watch, or something I love to do. The key, especially if you're starting out, is to choose a topic that people generally care about and put your own spin on it. You don't have to do this for every video, but enough to where people start to value your input. I like to do this thing where I make 2 for them and 1 for me. For every 2 videos I make for the viewer, I make 1 for myself. That way the viewers get what they want and I get to make the videos that I love. After I figure out the story, I move on to scripting. This is where I dump all of my thoughts for the video and structure it in a way that flows naturally and supports the story. It could be an outline, a journal entry, or a skit. I know this isn't the sexiest part of making a video, but it helps me stay focused on what I want to say and keeps me from stressing over a video. And it makes it easy for the viewer to follow the story. And that lets me be more creative with the shot list. The shot list is where the story starts to come to life, where I connect words to images. Usually I'll read the script and jot down the images that I see in my head. Other times, I write them down in the script and add them to my shot list later. Or I have a second monitor and open up another Notion window for the shot list and add the shots that way. This is also where I figure out where I'm going to film certain shots, whether I'm going to film in one location or multiple locations. Lately, I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying to film in more locations, which is a good thing because the more I add to the shot list, the more fun I have when filming, because that's one less thing I have to worry about. Music is a tricky one to pin down, but it helps the viewer connect with your videos more than you think. I have it down as my 4th step, but it's such a versatile step that it could really be placed anywhere in the process. I've had moments where the music was the first thing I picked for a video, and I had moments where it was the last thing that I picked for a video. It really depends on your style as a creator or the vibe that you're going for. But there are some simple guidelines that I use when I pick music for my videos. One of them is the music should make the story better. Whatever mood you're going for or message you're trying to get across, the music should drive it home. What I mean is, if your scene is supposed to be a sad one, it doesn't make sense for you to choose an upbeat or happy song for that part of the video. That just throws off the vibe and confuses the viewer. You want to pick music that supports the tone of the video. That way you'll draw the viewer in instead of pushing them away. Second one is that I have to connect with the music. I can't expect the viewer to connect with the music if I don't. It's really that simple. Think about the last time you heard music that moved you in some way. Use that as your guide and aim for that type of connection when you pick songs. Right now, I use Epidemic Sounds for all of my music and sound effects. They have a large library of music to choose from, and you can break it down by mood, genres, artists, and more. It took me a bit to get used to it, I'm not gonna lie, but it's smooth sailing for me now. I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out. On film day, I grab my script, shot list, gear, and head out to one of the locations on the shot list. I like to break filming into a couple of parts. The A-roll, which is me talking to the camera, and B-roll, which is the extra footage that shows what's happening in the story. An easier way to look at it, A-roll is for the script and B-roll is mostly for the shot list. On most days, I like to start with the A-roll, but if I'm feeling a bit low energy, I'd like to start with the B-roll instead. It's more fun to film than the A-roll, and it usually don't require me to be on camera. I use the A7S III with the 24-70 G Master 2 lens to film most of my videos. Other times, I use the Osmo Pocket 3. Everything else is an accessory and changes depending on the video. Welcome to the biggest puzzle that you will ever work on with no real end in sight, otherwise known as the edit. I'll try to keep this part simple because I can get into the weeds on this one, but I like to start with sorting the edges. Think of this as the intros and outro of the video. Then in the middle, I sort by colors, images, and patterns. This is where I organize the A-roll, the B-roll, voiceovers, and so on. After that, I start working on the bigger sections. This is pretty much my rough cut. It's not a solid story yet, but it's starting to look like something. When I'm done with that, I move on to the smaller sections of the puzzle. This is where I add the B-roll, images, music, transitions, and all of the finishing touches to complete the story. But just when I think I'm done, I realize there's always a piece missing. This can make or break your video. And it hasn't even started yet. You could have the cheat code to the universe in your video, and if the title and thumbnail isn't interesting, my God, no one is watching it. This is the hardest part of making a YouTube video. It's not the editing, the scripting, or filming. It's the damn title and thumbnail. Lately, I've been taking interesting frames from my video and using that as my thumbnail. Before that, I used to take pictures for the thumbnail, and it actually turns out better when I take pictures. I might have to get back to that. I pull inspiration from anywhere, really. Whether it's a movie, a book, a video, a walk, whatever gets my imagination going. I try to stretch my creativity first, and then use resources when I can't come up with anything. Then I throw it all in Photoshop and try to make some magic happen. This could take multiple tries, so I try not to get too discouraged when I'm creating the thumbnail and title. And that's how I make my YouTube videos. If you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it, drop a like, a comment, and subscribe. Do all the things. And if you're new here, welcome to the Tech Tribe, where the vibes are good and the content is better. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Deuces.